the Republic of Kenya. Karibishe kwa makofi jameni. Welcome Your Excellency. Tukaribishe kwa makofi anapoungana nasi Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. We welcome Your Excellency. Karibu sana. Nitaomba sote, asante sana, nitaomba sote tusimame na kwa pamoja tuimbe kifungu cha kwanza cha wimbo wa taifa na wimbo wa Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki.
His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, our dear President, all protocol observed. Let me, on behalf of my colleagues, take this opportunity to sincerely welcome you and thank you for finding time out of your busy schedule. Colleagues, you'll agree, seated in front of us is not just any other visitor. It is our dear President. And with your permission, Your Excellency, allow me to say today, the 24th day of August 2017, as the Catholic principals of the Catholic-sponsored schools, we want to declare this day a P and a P day. This means it's a day for the President and the principals. We are indeed grateful that you've honored us by your coming, and we want to assure you that you have the whole day to interact with us. Don't be in a hurry. I think the other Kenyans had the time to interact with you. Today is our day. Please give us that privilege. This is the Catholic Schools Principals Association, and for purposes of our administration, it is divided into 4 metropolitans, and I'm going to introduce the delegates to you for the 4 metropolitans. Dear delegates, when I mention your metropolitan, I'll read the diocese. Kindly stand and wave to His Excellency. Mombasa Metropolitan, Nairobi Metropolitan, Nyeri Metropolitan, finally and not the least, Kisumu Metropolitan. So His Excellency is seated here, 1,165 delegates, comprising of principals of our Catholic-sponsored schools, the education secretaries, religious education advisors, and the chaplains who are just waiting to start their job in January. Without wasting a lot of time, Your Excellency, may I say, most welcome, and again, don't be in a hurry. Thank you. And God bless.
It's now my distinguished pleasure and privilege to invite our beloved President, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, to address us and open this conference. Your Excellency, sir.
Thank you, Fred. My Lord Bishops, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Let me begin by saying that it is a great pleasure to join you this morning at this important occasion where we see a gathering of people who are very important, at least in my life, and I'm sure in the lives of many Kenyans. These principals of Catholic schools in Kenya, and my presence here, first and foremost, is to confirm our commitment as a government to working together with you, acknowledging the critical role that you play in supporting our government's agenda of education in Kenya. We would not have been able to achieve what we have achieved as a country without the critical role the Catholic Church has played, as well as other faith-based organizations. But I'm also here in a personal role because it gives me also an opportunity personally to talk to your predecessors, because I'm a beneficiary of your predecessors, who gave me a great opportunity also, dispensing knowledge, wisdom, counsel at St. Mary's School. But also dispensing punishment in the form of the cane. So it's also a pleasure now that I am the one who is standing at the top and I'm addressing you. But I wish to basically say that my administration takes special cognizance of the critical role that the church plays in the provision of education in Kenya. This role, and it is notable, has diligently been played by the church from pre-independence days to today. It is also gratifying to note that the Catholic Church has over the years laid special emphasis in enhancing the capacity and quality of its schools. Notable is the capacity building for principals, which indeed you are undertaking today. Indeed, professional development and skill acquisition of every leader in this dynamic society is important. On September 25th, 2015, the United Nations adopted the Sustainable Development Goals to continue to guide the development agenda of all member countries. Education is one of the sectors earmarked for continued focus in this global developmental agenda framework. Indeed, in the past, the focus on education has been mainly on access through targeted policies. We as a country have increased enrollment from 2013 to 2016 from 2.9 to 3.2 million in early childhood development, from 9.9 to 10.1 million in primary schools, and 2.1 to 2.6 million in our secondary schools. The number of special needs learners has also increased from 107,000 to 132,000. The abolition of examination fees substantially contributed to the increase of KCPE candidates from 840,000 to 1 million, and KCSE candidates from 447,000 to 600,000 between 2013 and 2017. My government will remain steadfast and resolute in the decisions we have made to provide every Kenyan child and youth with the opportunity to access education. Indeed, preparations to ensure free secondary education beginning January 2018 are already in progress. This is in line with our earlier commitment of ensuring 100% transition from primary to secondary schools. To this end, we have already disbursed 6 billion to 2,576 selected secondary schools ranging from national to sub-county, and this money is intended to finance the construction of key facilities such as classrooms, science laboratories, and sanitation facilities. This way, we expect to create sufficient capacity in secondary schools to absorb all the 2017 KCPE candidates, totaling 1,022,000 students into secondary schools. To that end, I am directing the Ministry of Education and indeed the principals and the various boards to ensure that these funds are used prudently and effectively. I must underscore that we as a government will not tolerate misuse of public funds by public officials, especially that earmarked for ensuring that our children attain quality and free education. In this respect, I also direct my Cabinet Secretary, Bwana Fred here, to work with the relevant law enforcement and statutory bodies to ensure that there is no abuse or misuse of funds, and stern action taken with speed against any officer found misappropriating these resources. As a nation, the time has come for us to focus on our education priorities, to provide quality and relevant education as outlined in our Sustainable Goals number 4. Despite the great gains that we have made in access to education, our country is still faced with challenges of quality and also relevant education. Of immediate concern are the low learning outcomes, weak governance and accountability at all levels, inefficiency in allocation and utilization of education resources. The time has come for us to ask ourselves whether our children are actually learning. Various reports indicate that learning outcomes for Africa are low. For instance, UNESCO's Global Education and Monitoring Report of 2016 highlighted a critical challenge in most African countries, the difficulty of ensuring that schooling leads to learning. We have to make a difference. In this respect, I also direct the Ministry of Education to ensure that quality assurance mechanisms are in place so that we can be assured that our children are learning and that teachers are in class. Tafadhalini principles. Kila mtu amechukua laini ile amechukua. Mwalimu hawezi kuwa anachukua half the time Quran matatu yake, half the time Quran kioski yake, and 10% of the time kusomesha mtoto kwa shule. Let us be committed to the professions that we have committed ourselves to. That we must ensure. We have to make a difference. The signing of the Teachers' Collective Bargaining Agreement should now translate to improved delivery of learning materials and towards improved delivery by our teachers. Enhancement of learning outcomes also calls for strengthening of governance and accountability mechanisms in the education sector. To this end, I am satisfied with the steps taken by the Ministry to finalize the development of the Comprehensive Education Data Management Information System, the Kenya National Education Management Information System. This system will be a single source of truth for information on all Kenyan learners and schools. The system is designed to provide quality data that is reliable, relevant, and easily accessible. It is envisioned that the system will facilitate effective monitoring and evaluation, quality assurance, budgeting, and allocation of resources, as well as policy and planning. We expect to realize substantial savings in capitation grants once the system is fully operational. I am therefore very anxious to launch this system, and I trust that the Ministry will keep to its commitment to have it launched by next month. I would like at this juncture to also thank our development partners, namely the World Bank, the Global Partnership for Education, for the technical assistance and for making resources available for the development of this system. I am glad to note that indeed this year, all KCPE and KCSE candidates will utilize their unique personal identification to sit for national exams, one of the hallmarks of our new system. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are aware, the Ministry of Education is in the process of also reforming our national curriculum with a shift from subject-based curriculum to a competence-based curriculum. The new curriculum will prepare our learners to meet the needs of the 21st century, promote a focus on learning and competencies, develop quality and relevant skills for the market, and support the achievements of the Sustainable Development Goals. We also, through the same, hope to now introduce a value-based system, and again, this is where, my Lord Bishop now, we are counting on your support to develop with us a value-based system that ensures that we instill in our students going forward true values that recognize respect, that recognize citizenship, that recognize the love of God, and our desire to be one nation. That will be critical in our new curriculum. Ladies and gentlemen, the pilot phase of this new curriculum commenced during the just completed second phase. The pilot phase will ensure that we get the necessary feedback from the most critical constituencies, teachers and learners, on the competence-based curriculum. The successful completion of the pilot phase will now advise the necessary adjustments to the proposed curriculum based on the feedback from 470 sample schools, and I call upon all stakeholders to be prepared for the rollout of the new curriculum in January of 2018. I wish to take this opportunity, finally, to wish you all fruitful deliberations. And in addition, to take this opportunity to wish all students a successful third term, safe travel also to the learning institutions. And I also urge all education providers to continue to ensure that the learning environment is both secure and conducive for learning. Ladies and gentlemen, you will allow me to take this opportunity also to raise another issue which may not be relevant to you, but it is relevant, I believe, to 40 million Kenyans. And it is also relevant to the theme that Bishop talked about here of integrity. We have, as a nation, focused ourselves for a long time in saying that we need to create order. We need to recognize that those like yourselves and myself and others who are called to serve, we are not masters, but rather we are servants of the people. We are here to serve our people. And in that respect, all of us, from myself as president, to the teacher, to the policeman, we have to have a system that recognizes and pays us in accordance with that which we do. And there cannot be a class of citizens in Kenya who believe that they are servants more than all of you sitting here. Therefore, I am greatly disturbed by some of the remarks we've been hearing from yesterday of individuals who wish to claim that they should be paid more, and they will demand more than what the law provides them. Even before they have been sworn in. Even before they have been sworn in. I want to make it abundantly clear. I fully support the recommendations of Sarah Sarem that have cut the salaries of all public officers, from the president all the way down. I ask these honorable, if they require to be called honorable members, to respect that. I call on my brother Raila, tafadhali hata wewe pahali ulipo, hata wewe simame useme koti kiruli in your favor, hata wewe mtakubali. Ndio wenzetu wajue ya kwamba hiyo maneno haiwezekani. Tunakubaliana wenzangu? Umeniunga mkono hapo jamani? Hatuwezi. Pesa ya umma ni mali ya wananchi, na itumike kujenga taifa letu la Kenya na kubadilisha maisha na kusomesha watoto wetu, lakini sio kuingia mifuko ya wakubwa. La. Kwa hayo machache na mengi, mimi nawatakia kila la heri. Muendelee sawa. Bwana Chairman, umeniambia nikae hapa, lakini unajua lazima niende nika sign affidavit yangu ndio niende High Court. Kwa hivyo ningekaa, lakini sasa masaa inasema before the end of business today lazima niwe nimeweka affidavit yangu. Kwa hivyo acha niende nikamalize hiyo. Nawatakia kila la heri.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais. Baada ya wimbo wa taifa, tutaomba tuwe na picha na Executive Committee na wakilishi wa walimu. Tusimame kwa wimbo wa taifa.
Yes.
community and the representatives of the principals, the rest of us, just briefly, as the President leaves at his pleasure, just briefly, officers of the ministry.